Hi there. So I wanted to give you a quick update with what's happening with everything. So I'll start from the financial issue. So what's happening with money that you're supporting me with? Um, I recently hired an audio editor. So I have a guy who works with me to make things easier and quicker. So he's editing audio for me. That's pretty much everything I can outsource at the moment because everything else, if I wanted to hire a video editor, they would have an impact on what the videos look like, and that's obviously very important. And that's an element I cannot let anyone take control of. This is something that I need to do. So that's pretty much all I can outsource. But I'm paying a guy to do audio for me, so that's the only thing that I'm actually doing now. Um, I found translators. I paid people to translate videos into other languages, and I'm about to upload the subtitles in the next few days. I've done Spanish, I've done French, Polish. I'm working on German. I'm looking into other languages like Hindu. I'm basically just looking for the biggest languages on the planet first. It's a lot of work, it turns out. So these videos in total have about 3.5 hours now, and it's just talking for 3.5 hours, and someone has to translate it. And it turns out it's a lot of work. I mean, the French translation has been taking weeks. Um, the Spanish one was pretty quick. So yeah, I believe that the more people can read the translation or understand the videos, the better. So that's that. I started working on the app so that people can be connected with 434 directly in their phones, and it turns out to be a ridiculously expensive process. This is a big surprise. So I thought that, well, it's pretty much a website. An app is a website on your phone. At least that's my concept. But it turns out for a regular website, you could get someone to do it for, I don't know, 20, $30. For an app, it takes thousands of dollars. And I have no idea why. Especially that I created an app myself a long time ago for another website. And that was a fairly easy process. It took me a moment. But these app designers are crazy. They're charging insane amounts of money. And I don't know. I need to figure it out because I'm still looking. It's been at least 2 months, and I'm still looking for someone who can do it for a decent price. I'm getting quotes anything between $5,000 and $20,000. That's absolutely bananas. So yeah, so this is pretty much what's happening with the money at the moment. So recently I've added some social media. I don't know if you've noticed. Oh, also I paid for BitChute, but I think it had an impact on my YouTube channel because everything went down. I'll talk about this in a moment. So I started Discord, Twitter, Snapchat, BitChute. I'm looking into a few other things like Steemit and I think iTunes or maybe SoundCloud. I don't know. I just want to spread to other platforms, but I'll see about that. It's getting a bit too much for me at the moment. I would ideally need to hire a personal assistant, someone who would basically do a lot of the admin work for me. Um, the plan has grown, so it's still the same what you've heard in the plan video, but a few things have changed. So I added a few things to my list that I would like to do. Um, I would like to do at some point a documentary. So I'm starting to think, like you've seen the video with Star Pilot. I realized that there's a lot of people who contact me who have a lot of interesting things to say. Some of those things are really important that science should know about. There are things that I'm finding out that prove that this nature is pretty much a simulation in a very interesting way. That is just an example. There's a lot of things that people tell me which are nowhere to be found, and they need to be public. So I'm thinking about creating a documentary. I also want to publish a book. I'm actually starting to work on the encyclopedia that I talked about. I'm starting to collect some materials. So it's yeah, it's all moving in the right direction. Um, I wanted to start a gallery for all those artists that I work with. I was thinking about starting some sort of a psychedelic gallery. Um, I'll see how it works. I'm not really sure what to do about it. I would like to fund or maybe start some research into studying the effects of psychedelics on the human mind, and I would like to find out about the limits of human capabilities when it comes to psychedelic experiences. It's something in the future, probably not for now, but my main goal for now is to grow this thing, because something happened right after the Kurt Cobain video and it all died. So I went from 1,200 subscribers a day, that was the highest I've ever had, to 20, 30 a day now. And I think I was removed from recommendations list. I'm not that bothered because I actually have time now to get rid of the messages backlog and work on videos. Yeah, that's okay. It just bothers me that YouTube has so much control over, distribution of these videos. It's something needs to be done about this. I need to come up with a way of reaching other people, because these messages are, they're really saving lives. So many people are messaging me saying that, oh my god, I found meaning and purpose thanks to your channel. So it just needs to be something that people know of. I want to ask you, just share the messages. That's all I can ask you. Uh, there's a lot of things that recently I was thinking that I should add to my list of things that need to be done with the money. Um, I need to concentrate still on the first part of my plan, the one that I talked about in the video. Um, so there's a lot of things that I need to pay for still. I'm still trying to get the structure in place. And once I do that, I think the next thing will be the book, the Encyclopedia of Machine Elves. It needs to be turned into a book so that I can put it up on Amazon so that people can actually find it. To be honest, I didn't realize how important all of this is. You made me realize that you beat me to it. So pretty much people who asked me to start Patreon, they were the reason why I started thinking about the 434 structure and making this a more of a bigger, a more of a structure that can become something big. And Machine Elves told me a long time ago. They said, you don't realize what you've opened with this channel and people. And yeah, I don't have a clue where I'm going and what's going to happen. But what I know is that it is helping people. That's important. That's something that, yeah, that's the best thing about it, and that's the reason why I'll continue doing this. Um, it's hard work. I need to make a video and explain the idea behind donations and why I'm doing this. I'm working 12, 14 hours a day, making videos plus working my regular daily job, and yeah, it has a huge impact on my life. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy few months. I'm used to it because I've been making videos for years, but I cannot live like that. I need to quickly do something, either become financially independent or just, I don't know. I'm thinking about quitting my job and dedicating myself fully to 434. I don't know if it's a good idea, but something has to. I will have to do something about this because it's not sustainable. It's not something I can do forever. Um. So as far as my videos at the moment, I have a lot of important videos coming on. I took a small break now because I need to write videos. I need to find all the information, and as I'm going through the notes, there's 40 pages of them, by the way, and audio files. So it takes me usually days to go through the notes creating one video. So what I do is I usually have a list of ideas that I have for videos, and then I when I go through the notes for those few days, I basically make notes for each video. It's a very time consuming process. It takes a lot of time, and that's just to create an outline of a video. Once I have the outline and the structure of the video, outline, then I can work on it and write it. And it seems, I mean, those videos don't seem too complicated, but trust me, they take days each. So that's what I'm doing now. And also, I realized that it is a very difficult process, and the reason for it is this. I call it a magic book of machine elves. The reason for that is that everything in the book connects with something else. If you've noticed, when I talk in my videos, I say this and that, and I say I will need to make a video about that later. It's because it's like a fractal tree. The information in it is always connected to something else. That's why it's magic. Every time I get a new message from Machine Elves, I add it to the book, and then it becomes a part of something else, and it connects with other parts of the book, and it's one big. It's like a living entity in itself. This book. This is really funny because it always connects, and it's alive. It always changes. As soon as I add something, it gives meaning to information that I collected, for example, years ago, and it changes the whole structure. So every time I speak about something, it turns out that there's a reference to something else that I should explain, and it always requires more work. Every time I make a video, there's something in it that needs to be explained. Like I made a video about talking to dead people, and then I had to explain the talking to trees, and now I'm writing the video about trees. And I know as soon as I make the videos about trees, I'll need to talk about what Machine Elves told me about nature. And it's never ending process. There's so much to explain. But the funny thing is, I wanted to explain life because Machine Elves talk to me about life all the time. They say, this is what life is, this is what you need to concentrate on. And a few days ago, I started writing this video. I said, I'm going to make a video about life. I know it's going to be important. I always divide my videos into small ones, simple ones, like, for example, Kurt Cobain, and the big ones, like God or the big concepts. So life is one of the big ones, but I didn't realize how big. I started writing it, and now I'm facing a prospect of making 4 videos about life. It turns out it's going to be a mini series. Like, it was supposed to be just one video, but it's so much material and there's so much that needs to be explained that I'll probably make 2 or 3, at least 2 or 3 parts. And then I was thinking anxiety is the next one, because this is a big one. This is something that everyone keeps asking me about. I will need to make at least 2 videos about sex, because this is something that Machine Elves talk to me about. And then I'll need to explain 434, because it seems this is something I missed. People ask about 434, what it is, but this information is hidden somewhere in the synchronicity video. People don't really pay attention to it, but I need to make a video explaining what 434 is, especially that I got a lot of information since then. So I wrote the video back in November 2018, so more than half a year ago, and I know that there's more now that I need to explain. I got a lot of information from you about 434. I need to add some stuff, and I need to explain it. So that's that. A lot. The list is really long. I have videos to make for at least, a list is for 2-3 months at least, and that's the positive. I mean, best case scenario, 2-3 months. I know it might take longer. I want to get rid of the fundamental, like the main thing for me is to give you the knowledge on the important stuff. So I want to give you the information that is crucial to your well-being. So life, sexual identity. I talked about God. I explained what Machine Elves are. Machine Elves told me that the videos I'm supposed to make are the ones that make people feel better, that make their lives better. And it's difficult because I looked at my last videos and I analyzed them, and it's not what Machine Elves told me. It's pretty much, I was talking about spaceships. It all started with Kurt Cobain. And then I talked about 47 because it had to be explained. And I look at the last 4 videos, I was like, oh, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. So I'm thinking, okay, now I go back to the important issues like life, sex, anxiety, nature, that kind of stuff, those big videos. I need to explain love again, because it turns out that there's a lot of messages that were in my book that were not included in the Love Explained video, it never ends. It always changes, always grows. And then occasionally I trip again, and then I have a lot of new information that's like last time, a few weeks ago when I tripped, they told me about the Love Training Ground Simulation Arena. That's what they called it. That thing alone requires a video where I need to explain what life really is. And it's supposed to be a part of the life video series. And it's like the fifth video that I'll need to make. And it never ends. There's so much information that I get from them. But it's important because they explain to me the nature of existence. And they only told me this a few weeks ago. And it explains everything I was told in the past. So yeah, the funny thing is that every time I make a video, I want to make another one because you explain things to me and you ask me questions. And I'm like, oh, I forgot about this and that, and then it just grows and it becomes bigger. It is hard work. So thank you very much for your contribution. It really means a lot. I just want to make sure that you know that your money is going towards the process of building the 434 structure and towards making the videos. I'm making the videos with your money, and I'm going to write the book with your money. So I was thinking about creating content just for patrons and people on Subscribestar and PayPal donations. I don't feel this is a good idea, but if you do, please let me know. I feel that everyone should have access to it. So I was thinking maybe you'd be the first ones to have access to it, to create some sort of inclusivity for you guys, so that so that you actually get something out of paying for it. I don't know. I have to think about it. See, the thing is, as long as I'm working my 9 to 5 job, then it's all a mess. And if I had my whole day dedicated to this, I would get rid of this backlog. I would create everything within weeks. I would get rid of everything in weeks, and I would create the structure in weeks, and I would be done. And then we could make loads of videos. But I think I need to make at least 10 times more videos so that I get to it. I don't know, it feels like it. I give myself 3 years to get there. But who knows? Things are crazy. And I mean, at any point, YouTube could be my friend again. They could start recommending the videos again. By the way, if you have any information on why videos disappear from the suggested list, the YouTube recommendations, tell me, because I don't know this. No one knows. The algorithm is magic, and no one really has any information on it. So I would appreciate if you could provide me with any information. Okay, so I hope you're doing okay. Thanks a lot for your support again. I really appreciate that you're helping me with building this. Just wanted to let you know I'm working hard on making this thing quicker and better, but it takes a lot of energy, a lot of time, and a lot of money, surprisingly. So yeah, if there's anything you want to talk to me about, let me know. Thanks again, and have a great day. Bye.